Hey guys, what's up? Alex here. Today we are here at the next episode of F1 2016 Career Mode. Today it is the Austrian Grand Prix. Now you guys know, I seem to have said this a lot recently, but this is a really good track for me, one I seem to do decent on in the past. I mean, last race in Azerbaijan, let's be honest, that was a bit of a freak result. I did not expect that whatsoever going to that weekend, and I suppose qualifying showed that I was nowhere near the pace where I finished that race. And if you missed it, go and give it a quick watch, because it really sets up what has been a pretty good start to this season so far. So into turn 1 here in qualifying, slightly misjudging, and they're running over the AstroTurf on the outside. That would have lost us a couple of tenths of a second through the first part here. So not particularly the best start of the lap here, but for some reason this was still our best lap of the qualifying session. So now down onto the brakes, half a second down on Nico Rosberg. Obviously we expect to be behind Nico Rosberg, but it's where we slot into on the grid, which is important, not how far behind Rosberg we are, because let's be honest, him and Hamilton are most likely going to be 1 and 2 on this grid. So halfway through this lap now on the brakes, going down the gears quite quickly here and slightly missing the apex, but you could say once again that is a pretty good line for the wet conditions, because in the wet conditions you take a completely different line to what you would in the dry side. Maybe not too bad here through the first part of the lap here, but slightly misjudging it quite wide through there once again. Slightly hitting the curve, that would have lost us a bit of time, but actually we have a really good middle sector in terms of time. That's really brought us close there. We're less than a tenth of a second away from Rosberg overall. That's immense middle sector there. So what can we do in this last sector here? How far are we going to be behind Rosberg? Could we even go into a provisional pole position with this lap? Slight slide there, maybe suggesting maybe not, but wow, this has been a good lap here in the end by the looks of it, because somehow it's all sort of turned around. But across the line, 1.2 seconds down, so okay, maybe not. The end of the lap was not particularly good whatsoever. So okay, 9th place on the grid where we start. I'll take that. So look to the lights here in Austria, and the lights are out, and away we go. A pretty good start there from me, beating Massa and Vettel, both getting really poor starts down into turn 1, and we're going to be on the brakes. Going to get past Verstappen. No. Oh, the slight contact. I think one of the Williams cars hit the back of me there, and Hamilton's very slow out the corner as well. Not sure exactly what happened to him through there. So a good start for us there has put us up into 6th position, jumping 2 cars on the grid, and Hamilton out of turn 1, who had a really bad run through there. Rosberg's already putting a nice gap there, and we're right up behind Verstappen and Alonso here. We're going to get past Verstappen here, but I want to quickly look back at the start here from a different point of view, because there's a bit of carnage towards the back of the field. You can see the manner here of Rio Haryanto actually gets a really good start, and down to the first corner he's completely offline. He nudges a car wide, and there's absolute carnage behind. Everyone's just backing into each other, and well, I lost a lot of time to that back group there, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, so they're all going to be a bit disappointed about that. And Rio Haryanto somehow gets a really good run down this back straight, and he's going to go past. Is this Hulkenberg? I can't ever tell, because Hulkenberg and Perez have such similar helmets. I think it's Hulkenberg, but wow, okay, the manner doing good stuff here. But cutting back to where we are on this, we've got past Verstappen, or we're side by side with Verstappen now. We're going to go past Fernando Alonso. Surely not. On the brakes, I'm backing out of that one. I don't want to get involved in any carnage on the first lap of this race here, but we're following Fernando Alonso, who's had amazing qualifying in his McLaren, but he's not quite got the race pace. We're going 3 wide. Surely not. Oh my goodness, that nearly ended in massive drama there, but luckily we managed to sort of pull out of that. And now we're going down the inside of Verstappen, slight contact, and Alonso, ever the opportunistic, has gone back through and put himself back into 4th position. But look at this, down the inside, we've got such a good run. We're going to go, surely not. This is not going to work, is it? No, we've done a bit wide through there. Verstappen somehow comes out of all of that in 4th place, and we're back down into 5th place, and Alonso just behind us in 6th. Yes, that nearly made me lose my voice, but let's look at this again. So I'm trying to go down the inside of Alonso here, but I decided to back out of it. I don't want to get involved in drama first lap of the race, so that's all good. Alonso keeps 4th place. But now I'm side by side with Verstappen here. I really want to beat Verstappen, obviously. I want to try and get myself into the top teams. But I'm still side by side with him, and he manages to force his way past Alonso. I go through as well. And then into the next corner, I thought I'll be a bit opportunistic here. There's slight contact between me and Verstappen, and put Alonso back past both of us here. And then I get such a good run out the corner. I decide, let's just go for this down the inside. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out, as I get a bad run through the corner, or just take a weird line through the corner. But wow, that nearly made me lose my voice. And look at this, the second lap of the race here. We're going past Verstappen because he's had a bad run once again. We got a bit of a slipstream, and then we are up into 4th place. Lovely jubbly. Wow, this is really going to ruin my voice this race. There's so much stuff going on here. I'm only like, well, this is the second lap of the race, and so much has gone on here. But a quick look at the replay once again. Verstappen really didn't put up much of a fight out the corner here. You can see I just basically go down the inside, use a bit of the slipstream. Slightly misjudged the corner there, don't really get the apex, but overall, I'm not too disappointed with that. Anyway, on to lap number 4 here. You can see Verstappen trying to go past me. I sort of must judge it a little bit, running a bit wide over on the AstroTurf. But to be honest, Verstappen didn't leave me any room when I looked at the replay. So I couldn't really have stayed on the track here because Verstappen would have just rammed me off it. So down to the next corner here. A really big stopping manoeuvre. Obviously, don't want to do anything too silly here. On the brakes. Oh, there's contact. No, we're doing Alonso and Hamilton. There's contact between the sort of teammates. And I managed to get out that one all right as Verstappen drops down the order a bit. To be fair, I was a little bit annoyed with Verstappen in this whole race. I'll point out why later. But yeah, just in general, I was getting a bit frustrated with him. So you can see here, Verstappen quite close. We were quite close. I suppose I ran a bit too wide there. But in all honesty, I mean, look at this. This is why I was annoyed, because Verstappen just kept hitting the back of me down the straight. I was like, what on earth are you doing, mate? So this is why I was a bit frustrated when I got to the braking zone here. I wanted to wedge him out here because I was like, why are you hitting me in a straight line? That's just stupid behaviour. So I'd give him a bit of his own medicine there and push him a little bit wide. Maybe the heat at the moment is getting a bit to me there, but I felt like, what was he doing, to be perfectly honest? But anyway, a couple of laps later, you can see here, I run massively wide, nearly come back on the track and hit Verstappen here. So it's really, tension is up here between us two. And on board with Verstappen down to turn 1 here, you can see, I'm not gonna give Verstappen the position down to turn 1. And you can see I'm going for the move on the Williams that I just let past. And the Williams, oh, stupid manoeuvre there from the Williams. Sort of a dangerous re-entry to the track there, I'd say. I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, Verstappen maybe could have given him a bit more space, but to be honest, he wasn't obliged to. Verstappen was not at fault at that one, in my opinion. I think that was just the Williams driver sort of cutting back onto the track with not really any intention of letting anyone else through. So a bit disappointing there. And now Verstappen's going for the overtake once again. He's got this one this time, but we've got a really good run out of the corner. And once again, we managed to keep Verstappen behind us. This race is going really well here, but Verstappen with the slipstream, he might even get a bit of DRS as well. We'll see down the back straight. But wow, this race has really been intense between myself and Verstappen. I remember back to this race in real life, obviously there was a lot of drama between Hamilton and Rosberg here at the last couple of laps in that particular corner as well. So let's try not to repeat something similar. But obviously I'm starting on the soft tyres here and the alternative strategy, so that's why I'm staying out a lot longer than a lot of the other guys. Rosberg in front has actually pitted. Ricardo behind, I think, has already done a stop. He went. I think he started on ultra softs and is doing another ultra soft stint. So I think Ricardo's already pitted. I think he's done one stop already, and we haven't even done one. And well, Ricardo's really storming through the field here. I sort of forgot to press the DRS. I mean, for some reason the DRS button is in a different place to what it was on my old wheel, my G27 wheel that I was using before, so I'm still getting a bit used to it. Like, you just sort of generally go for a button in G27, and I'm sort of getting used to the patterns once again. But lap number 11 was my pit stop time, and I'm sort of flying into the pit lane here, and we're actually in 3rd position as this all plays out. But obviously cars behind have already pitted, so we're going to be losing a few positions, including Gutierrez and my teammate Kvyat, who were actually catching up to me quite a bit in the second stint here. They were catching up to me quite a bit, and they went around for another lap here. They are on the same strategy as me, but they just decided to stay out for another lap. Obviously, Kvyat would stay out for another lap, otherwise it would sort of be double stacked in the pits. But for Gutierrez, it may be a slight bit strange that he didn't come in this lap as well, but it will mean he will have fresher tyres towards the end of the race, which will be very crucial for him. We'll have 1 lap newer tyres towards the end of the race here. And I'm actually starting to really get into using these sort of radio buttons here. I haven't got the microphone set up to use that, but I'm really getting used to using them because, you know, I saw the sky was getting quite dark here, and I was like, is it gonna rain? It got really dark within a couple of laps, and I thought honestly it was gonna rain. I didn't check the weather forecast with a couple of laps to go, but look at that, Kimi Raikkonen's out this race. Wow, okay, I didn't expect to see that whatsoever. I think he was leading this race. So Kimi Raikkonen, I think from the lead this race, has just retired, and that's going to promote us up into 4th place here. But we have got Esteban Gutierrez here really flying at us. He's got so much extra speed than us. I don't know exactly why. I mean, we've run off our fuel mixture and we're sort of now at standard, but we've still got enough fuel here to end the race. But yeah, Gutierrez was flying, and I think this is where Raikkonen was parked. Yeah, there we go. Raikkonen parked on the inside, and we're up into 4th place. But Gutierrez coming out at such a rate here, I'm actually quite worried he's going to overtake us here. So our tyres really did start to drop off on this lap and the last lap. So I was quite worried. You can see Gutierrez is visibly closer here. Rosberg's won this race and really helping him out in this championship battle with Hamilton. But last lap of this race here, we've got Gutierrez, who's had an incredible race, and Kvyat behind him, who have both had really good races here. So see, I'm defending here. Gutierrez slightly hit the back of me here. I think he lost a bit of his front wing actually trying to go for a move there. I'm not sure why he didn't go for the outside line. He's got much grippier tyres, so it would make sense. But surely we're going to be able to hold on to this now. A couple of corners to go. Not really an overtaking opportunity. Gutierrez is going for it. I haven't left him too much space. It's side by side still. I've left him enough space to go for it, but he didn't go for it in the end. But last corner time, and we're running up to the start finish line here. And oh no, we're running out of fuel. We've run out of fuel. Oh my goodness. Oh, what? Esteban Gutierrez got us on the line. Esteban Gutierrez got us on the line. Honestly, the most gutted I've ever been. Well, at least in this career mode, the most gutted I've been to cross the line in 5th position. Like, that's such a good result for the Toro Rosso team. But Gutierrez got me on the line. It's the really annoying thing. It's annoyed me a lot in this game because it happens quite a lot. It basically said I had plus fuel, which means I've got fuel in reserve. But yeah, I still ran out of fuel as I crossed the line. Like, that's so stupid. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's just the game just not quite programmed correctly there, because it said I have enough fuel to cross the line and everything be alright. But yet, I crossed the line, well, with about a couple of 100 metres to go, and I've run out of fuel. So it's stupid. Really annoying. Of course, I'm complaining because it's happened to me, but if it happened to the AI, I guess I'll be happy with that. But, okay, we've got a couple of extra points of the championship. They're 5th place, 10 points. Not too bad whatsoever. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. It's been AlexZAfRo out here. Goodbye.